Hello everyone, welcome back to Cyber Whale, and I hope you all are doing well. And I know we have a long break, and we haven't discussed any such stuff inside of this particular channel of mine. And I know you have been waiting for something really good upcoming. So recently, I had a really good and an interesting session with the company Cyber Leelawat, and their interns all over there. They have asked me so many questions related to bug hunting, related to the certifications, related to cyber roadmap, like what tools they can use, and I have also shared some checklist, and you can say the list of stuff from there where they can learn how to hunt. And even I have shared with them some Google docking techniques, like how they can find a good platform to hunt on, and recent platforms or active platforms, so you can get a lot of information from this particular session where they have got a lot of information as well. So it was a really interesting session that I had recently, and that was, I guess, on 11th of October only, that yesterday only, that we had. So I thought that why not share it with my community, with my audience, so that's you can look after it in a really mesmerizing way that's gonna help you a lot and make you understand a lot of stuff. I hope you would like it. So let's just hope on to that particular stuff and see you there in that session, guys. Till the time, I'll be just pausing my video and we'll be just heading on to that. All right. So I have already cracked my CEH exam. I have a good understanding of web app vulnerabilities. I have studied several bounty reports as well. I have good understanding of bug bounty programs as well. So if I talk about my personal experience with CEH, CEH is a good exam, guys. For starting, आप लोग CEH दे सकते हो. CEH is a good exam. प्रैक्टिकल दो थियोरेटिकल की जगह, बिकॉज थ्योरी की उतनी वैल्यू नहीं है आज के दिन सी एच के जितनी की प्रैक्टिकल की है. And I am more of an OSINT and a cyber law person. I am more interested in that. I am also aspiring OSCP in later in the stage. Pen testing में मेरा काफ़ी interest है. So you are open to ask anything. I'm right now a cyber mentor also, who guides students, who guides organizations. I am also currently working in DevTown as an intern. And why do I choose as an intern? Because right now I have given a IB exam. IB का exam दे रखा है मैंने for assistant security, assistant chief executive officer, basically. If that goes well, then I'll be rounding off for second year. Let's hope for the best for that case. And in as an intern also, why did I chose for cyber mentorship? Because I wanted to help people like you, so that I can get to know, I can get to have an experience from you as well, कि आप लोगों को कैसे सिखा सकती हूँ. That's what I basically major in that, because I wanted to help a lot. I have been a all self learner, guys. मैंने सब कुछ अपने experience से, सब कुछ खुद से पढ़ के सीखा है. It was all over my stuff. Like I never asked help. मेरे को बहुत later stage में जाके help मिली है cyber security में. So that's what I have learned. So that's why I thought of helping you guys, and that's why I thought ki to become a mentor is the only reason that I chose for you. एंड इट्स ऑलवेज लाइक सबको पता होता है कि सबको पता नहीं होता है. एक्चुअली सबको नहीं पता होता है कि कहाँ से स्टार्ट करनी चाहिए, कैसे जर्नी स्टार्ट करनी चाहिए. सो दैट्स व्हाई आई एम देयर फॉर यू गाइज. इफ़ यू हैव एनी डाउट्स, इफ़ यू वांट टू कनेक्ट विद मी ऑन लिंक्डइन, इफ़ यू एवर वांट टू कंटिन्यू योर जर्नी asking from me about some other stuff, you can anyhow connect to me on LinkedIn. You can come over me, and I'll also be providing some of the courses as a giveaway to you guys today. As I have already talked to Virendra sir, जो कि आपके mentor हैं for this internship basically. So I'm gonna help you out in that also. I'm gonna give you those you can say those courses as a giveaway for our interaction today. So this is basically a sort of AMA, guys. You can ask me anything related to your certifications. You can ask me related to bug hunting. You can ask me related to OSINT. That's totally dependent on you, or whatever you wish to do so. So you may continue. Just give me a second. Let me see side by side. Could you please explain which categories of vulnerabilities attract the highest bug bounty rewards, given an idea of the typical payout ranges for those vulnerabilities? Just give me a second, guys. I have an urgent call to attend. I'll tell you.
और आपको?
Yes, guys. Yes, guys. Let's just continue back. Actually, there was some issue with my. I have some family problems, so that's why I got a call urgently. So all right. So Tarun have asked this question related to the categories and vulnerabilities for highest bug bounty rewards. Basically, there are OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities, guys, which are majorly, you can say, at the highest point. Your back controls, you can say, are also one of the part of it, as well as payout ranges depends from a company to company ki unki value range kitni hai, and how do they basically go from that. So that depends totally. And on and for the severity, let's say if it isn't, if it comes under the business logic vulnerabilities, तो वो P3 to P2 के बीच में range करते हैं sometimes. And if there is some you can say, like example, if I take of you can say session exemptions. So for session exemptions, they are basically coming in P5, guys. Why P5? Because P5 में HackerOne और वो लोग ले लेते हैं, but not every sort takes in. नॉट एवरी सॉर्ट टेक्स इन, लाइक HackerOne भी बहुत कम रेंजेस में लेता है. डी मार्क आती है, दैट ऑल्सो कम्स अंडर P4 P5 informational bugs. From a mid-range learner, Varshi, for being a mid-range learner, if I'll say, you can take it in as somehow, let's say if you have a particular knowledge till networking, how would you proceed after networking? You have to either go with the flow कि तुम नेटवर्किंग के सर्टिफिकेट्स निकाल सकते हो. सेकेंडली आइदर तुम आगे अपनी CH में ऑफेंसिव में जाना चाहते हो, डिफेंसिव में जाना चाहते हो. दैट टोटली डिपेंड्स ऑन हाउ यू वांटेड टू प्रोसीड फर्दर. इफ़ यू वांटेड टू गो विद डिफेंसिव, लेट्स से, तो सॉक एनालिस्ट, या फिर you can say after getting for SOC analyst you can go for Splunk analysis, SOC analyst 1. So that depends. And if you are going for defensive, junior pen testing, pen tester, higher senior pen tester, you can go along that way. Any problem that you wanted to ask me again for this question? Yeah, welcome. No worries, guys. Any other questions, go ahead, guys, keep on asking. I'm totally here for your for solving your problems only, for helping you out, guys.
हाँ मैम. हेलो.
Yeah, Kalyani, I'm able to hear you.
हाँ मैम, मतलब बहुत सारे ऑप्शन रहते हैं, ये करो वो करो ये करो. मतलब हम लोग कैसे मतलब ये कर सकते हैं कि ये मेरा स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है और मैं ऑफेंसिव में जा सकती हूँ या डिफेंसिव में जा सकती हूँ.
लुक, मैं बेसिकली एक चीज़ सजेस्ट करती हूँ. व्हेन आई वाज इनटू इट, मैंने एक चीज़ देखी कि मेरे को डिफेंसिव में इंटरेस्ट क्यों नहीं बन रहा है. एंड द रीज़न बिहाइंड कि मेरा उसमें नहीं बन रहा था, वो ये था कि मैं एनालिसिस नहीं कर सकती बैठ के. आई नीड समथिंग टू ट्रिगर माई किक इन साइड ऑफ मी, कि मुझे ये पॉइंट है, मेरे को ब्रेक करना है किसी चीज़ में. आई वॉन्टेड टू ब्रेक आउट इन समथिंग. आई वॉन्टेड टू ब्रेक द सिस्टम्स. आई वॉन्टेड टू फाइंड द वल्नरेबिलिटीज. व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड डूइंग ऑल दैट स्टफ, आई फेल्ट अ किक इन साइड ऑफ मी. सो दैट बेसिकली डिपेंड्स कि आपको किस चीज़ में किक फील होती है. अगर आपको लगता है कि आप कोडिंग में इंटरेस्टेड हो, सो यू कैन गो फॉर साइबर सिक्योरिटी डेवलपमेंट. कोडिंग विल हेल्प यू इन गेटिंग इन टू साइबर सिक्योरिटी डेवलपमेंट. और अगर आपको लगता है कि दैट इफ़ यू आर समहाउ इंटरेस्टेड कि आपको ना कोडिंग करनी है, ना आपको लाइक पेन टेस्टिंग करनी है, डिफेंसिव में भी नहीं जाना है, यू आर नॉट गुड विद एनालिसिस एज वेल, तो यू कैन गो फॉर GRC compliance. यू हैव टू मेक द पॉलिसीज, यू हैव टू रोम अराउंड दोज पॉलिसीज. और फिर आपको ये चीज़ें देखनी है कि वो पॉलिसीज़ कैसे, कहाँ पे इम्प्लीमेंट करनी है, कौन सी हाई सिवियरिटी के अकॉर्डिंग कौन सी पॉलिसी कब ज़रूरत पड़ती है. फिर आता है एक पॉइंट कि आपको एनालिसिस करना है. एक होता है कि हाँ, मेरे को एनालिसिस करना है, आई एम गुड विद इट, आई कैन एनालाइज, आई कैन रिपोर्ट स्टफ, आई कैन वर्क अकॉर्डिंगली. सो व्हाट हैपन्स इज, वहाँ पे यू कैन गो फॉर डिफेंसिव साइड. एंड इफ़ यू फील कि नहीं, आई वॉन्टेड टू ब्रेक, आई वॉन्टेड टू मैनिपुलेट स्टफ अराउंड मी, and I wanted to help organization in that particular manner. So what you can do is you can go and choose for ऑफेंसिव सिक्योरिटी. बिकॉज पेन टेस्टिंग में यही होता है, बर्प सूट यूज़ कर रहे हो आप, एंड वेन यू स्टार्टेड यूजिंग बर्प सूट यू कैन मैनिपुलेट द रिक्वेस्ट दैट आर कमिंग योर वे. सो दैट्स हाउ you choose basically. So go through each and every stuff and see which attracts you the most. बिकॉज एक थोड़े दिन लगेंगे आपको सोचने में कि मेरे को इसमें भी मज़ा आ रहा है, मेरे को इसमें भी मज़ा आ रहा है, बट फिर धीरे धीरे यू विल स्टार्ट गेटिंग बोर्ड आउट ऑफ वन पर्टिकुलर थिंग जो कि आपको इंटरेस्ट नहीं करेगी, एक पैशन नहीं जनरेट होगा आपका वहाँ पे. सो वेर एवर यू फील्स दैट योर पैशन इज नॉट जनरेटिंग, लीव द टॉपिक, मूव अहेड टू द अनदर वन, एंड वेर यू फील दैट किक, जस्ट go ahead with that. Is that okay for you?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
No worries. Yes, ask guys, you can ask.
Ma'am, I am currently preparing for OSCP. So, can you tell me what background is for graduation along with the OSP for job, or it is in demanded?
For OSCP, I would suggest OSCP is very much in demand क्योंकि ज़्यादातर लोग OSCP के ही पीछे हैं आजकल, and OSCP is one of the major, you can say, stuff that is being used. You can say HR वाले लोगों को सिर्फ OSCP चाहिए guys. They basically, I'll answer your question as well. Let me answer this question first. No worries, I have kept in mind your question, ORC. So yeah, basically what happens is कि they look after this particular stuff कि कौन सी चीज़ कैसे जा रही है and how is it working. So OSCP आजकल trending में है because it is one of the niche for the pen testing, and when people choose for pen testing they go ahead with the OSCP only. And side by side, if you're graduating and side by side you're preparing, it's a good chance because इसके just बाद you will get a good job out of OSCP. So to prepare for OSCP, practice labs, practice hack the box lab, proving ground labs, they are gonna help you a lot. Or try hack me won't help you much, but yeah, you can practice with the hack the box in that case, and you can practice vulnerabilities. You can read the reports, जो bug bounty reports होती है, they are also gonna help you read the write-ups as much as you can, because write-up से आपको एक approach मिल जाती है कि हाँ ये इस approach से मैं इधर reach कर सकता हूँ या कर सकती हूँ, and that is also a good thing to get into OSCP. But practicing labs is the most important thing. PG grounds, PG play or PG private के you can basically choose those questions, like those labs, PG ground labs, PG play labs, PG practice labs, and then comes the hack the box labs. फिर AD के लिए भी you can practice from there only. Active Directory, as much as I have heard about OSCP exam, AD is the मोस्ट कॉम्प्लेक्स पार्ट ऑफ इट. एडी में बहुत ज़्यादा वो लगता है यहाँ पे, लाइक प्रेशराइज फील होगा. एडी विल थ्रो अ फिस्ट ऑन योर ब्रेन, like yeah, it is fighting with you. So practice AD more as much as you can, because AD ज़्यादा वो रखता है, वैल्यू रखता है OSCP में. और अभी न्यू स्ट्रक्चर जो इन्होंने निकाला है, if I'm not wrong, for the OSCP, तो it is something like you have to score this much, and you have उसमें AD का काफ़ी ज़्यादा रोल है guys. So that's why you can practice more labs as much as you can. अभी से प्रैक्टिस स्टार्ट कर दोगे तो फिर जस्ट आफ्टर कंप्लीटिंग योर ग्रेजुएशन, इफ़ यू आर थिंकिंग टू गेट एन OSCP सर्टिफिकेट, दैट वुड बी हेल्पफुल, बिकॉज आप फिर आपके पास एक टाइम स्लॉट होगा अपनी पर्सनल प्रैक्टिस और उन प्रैक्टिस को रिपीट करने के लिए. आई होप दिस इज क्लियर निखिल.
नो मैम, बेसिकली मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि जैसे मेरा ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट हो गया, उसके बाद मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ, सिर्फ OSCP की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ. तो जॉब में जैसे OSCP के साथ ग्रेजुएशन बैकग्राउंड क्या देखते हो?
OSCP के साथ मतलब जॉब में बेसिकली दे सी योर स्किल सेट, क्योंकि मैंने जितने जॉब रोल्स और जितने इंटरव्यूज़ दिए हैं, इन माय पर्सनल ओपिनियन, जितने भी इंटरव्यूज़ दिए हैं, दे बेसिकली डोंट ऑलवेज लुक फॉर योर सर्टिफिकेशंस. दे समटाइम्स ऑल्सो लुक फॉर योर like skill set, that how strong is your technical skill set as well as theoretical skill set. Like if I say I have asked you a particular question that कि आप कैसे एक्सेसेस किसी वेबसाइट पे करके दिखाओगे, कैसे एग्जीक्यूट करोगे, कैसे एक्सप्लॉइट करोगे किसी वेबसाइट को, इफ यू आर डूइंग इट फॉर एन एक्सेसेस. सो व्हाट विल बी योर आंसर? यू विल टेल मी थियोरेटिकली, बट इफ यू डोंट नो हाउ टू परफॉर्म इट प्रैक्टिकली, वुड दैट इवन मेक सेंस टू गेट यू इनटू द इंडस्ट्री बेस्ड जॉब लेवल और समथिंग? नो. So that's why skill set also matters. Sometimes क्या होता है, they don't look for certificates. They'll take your technical round, and if your skill set is this much stronger that you don't even have a certificate, तो value ही नहीं बनती वो. They'll definitely take you because skill set matters a lot in that case. And most of the companies look for skill sets. हाँ, कई companies के ज़्यादा high standards होते हैं and they ask for certificates, OSCP and CCNA and some stuff like CRTA, CRTP. I would say so many certificates are there. So कई companies के होते हैं, not every company is looking out for them, these stuff. Yeah, your question is absolutely right, Kalyani, that HR certificate पहले पूछते हैं. Exactly, they ask for certificate first. So do basic search for now, like CEH का practical निकालो. If they'll ask, you can say them that you have a basic CEH certificate, or you can take a CCNSS exams. So that's gonna help you a little bit. Getting my point? I want to do bug bounty, so can you please let us know some easy bug bounty platforms and strategies to start? Okay, sorry, I forgot one question in between. Varsi's question was that what makes us keep updated in industry. You know, there is one thing. If you guys are very interactive on LinkedIn is one of the best source that I have came across. If you want to stay updated in the cybersecurity journey, read write-ups, guys. Write-ups are one of the major thing to stay updated. Read articles that come along your way, or newsletters आते हैं. You have to stay updated with them as well. They help you a lot in understanding newsletters बहुत help करते हैं कि कौन सी चीज़ trend में चल रही है, कौन सी चीज़ अब आएगी trend में आगे, and what is taking up into the industry and how it is taking up into the industry. So that's gonna help you a lot when it comes up with the industrial based stuff. And for the next question that Shivangi have asked me about bug bounty, so yeah, if I'll say for the bug bounty, you can sign up for the HackerOne, Bugcrowd. You can even try looking for bug bounty docs. Let me share my screen and let me share a little bit of how you can actually find bug bounty programs. Because platforms sometimes what happens ना कि platform में एक चीज़ होती है that they look for your experience, कि आपको एक bug bounty में कितना experience है, आप कितने time से कर रहे हो bug bounty. So according to that also sometimes अगर आपका valid bug भी होगा वो informational या NA हो जाएगा if you do not have a good experience in that case. क्योंकि HackerOne और Bugcrowd में थोड़ा ये चीज़ होती है sometimes, not every time guys. Because sometimes आप P5 या P4 या P3 तक अगर आप बग कर रहे हो, that could be possible कि वो या तो NA हो जाएगा या informational मार्क कर दिया जाएगा. Because sometimes वहाँ पे एक चीज़ है कि एक let me show you my HackerOne profile. Because I haven't actually done something over there, but yeah, if I could anyhow, let me share my screen. Because मैं bug bounty में मैंने किया हुआ है, but that doesn't even make sense कि मैं कितना आपको show कर सकती हूँ. Alright, let me see where my I have so many ports opened up, guys. I'm so sorry for that. Wait, yeah. It's taking a bit of a time due to some network issues, I guess. Just give it a second, guys. I guess my screen is visible to you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for telling me. Thank you, guys. Yeah, dashboard. Basically, I'll show you my dashboard. I haven't reported much over it because I was never into bug bounty earlier. I just recently get into stuff, and so you can see there is one thing about here: reputation, impact, signal, percentile and rank. So guys, पता है यहाँ पे bug bounty में ये चीज़ आ जाती है कि they basically look after your reputation and rank sometimes. They don't even see that if you have marked a valid vulnerability or no. Sometimes signal and percentile and impact stuff matters a lot. So if you're looking, I'll just say you to start with an open bug bounty platform. There is one bug bounty platform, open bug bounty. Yeah, open bug bounty. It is, let me copy paste and send it to you over a chat box so that you can look after it. Yeah, over here. this is the platform you can look after. So you if you'll be going over here, like I have been logged out of it, I guess, if I'm not wrong. You can see there are these many vulnerabilities found over it. You can just click on report a vulnerability, or if you are looking for any like programs, you can see there are some top bug bounty programs and recently started programs, so that you can get to know these are some of the recently started. You can go ahead with any of them, like literally any of them. You can choose one of the program, you can find vulnerabilities over it and move ahead with it. So this is one of the platform you can do. And for other platforms, you can just search for bug bounty docs. Let me share you my bug bounty docs, just a second, guys. From here you will be able to see bug bounty docs in order to find the programs and the available programs or the recent programs, you can say. कोई recent program अगर आपको ढूंढना है तो you can basically look after it. Docs.txt. Let me show you. See over here, these are all the docs that you can use. It is a sort of Google Docking, guys. जो ethical hacking में सबसे ज़्यादा use होती है, that is Google Docking. और Google Docking is a sort of Google hacking basically. तो similarly आप bug bounty programs find out करने के लिए भी ये docs use कर सकते हो. Let me show you one of the example out of it. Let's say if you're looking for this only, first one, let's take first one only. I just entered it, copy pasted over here, and I'll just do this. You can see I'm able to see the programs over here. Like one of the company have started the program, another company have started the program, and these are all the programs that are recently available. You can see 31 July 2025. So that's how you can find for the programs, as well as you can also use one of this thing. There is an advanced technique of this to find some sort of recent stuff available. You can just go on click like tools, जो कि यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हो, एंड आफ्टर दैट यू कैन चूज एनी टाइम और यू कैन चूज पास्ट आवर और पास्ट 24 आवर्स. लेट्स से आई वांटेड टू लुक फॉर पास्ट वीक, जो कि पिछले एक हफ्ते से मेरे को कुछ प्रोग्राम्स जो अवेलेबल हुए हैं या कि जो रिसेंट आए हैं उनके बारे में देखना है. तो आई जस्ट क्लिक ऑन पास्ट वीक, एंड आफ्टर गेटिंग टू सी दैट यू कैन सी दीज आर सम ऑफ द new bug bounty programs that are launched within a week, जो कि 4 days. You can see over here, you are able to see this 24 like 4 days ago, 3 days ago, and 5 days ago, and 2 days ago. So these are all these responsible disclosure form which got launched or activated 18 hours ago only. So that's how basically you can just do and find the programs. These are publicly available programs, guys. And if you find any bug over here, report to them responsibly, and when they get into contact with you, guys, इन programs पे मेरी एक आपसे advice कह लो इसको कि whenever you are finding any sort of vulnerability over here, do not go for P5 bugs. यहाँ पे P5 bugs के लिए मत जाना, because मेरा personal experience रहा है इन पे कि P5 bugs की यहाँ पे कोई value नहीं है in private programs पे. These are sort of private programs but a sort of public program, because they are publicly available but they work in a private sort, because they are not giving it on a platforms like HackerOne or Bugcrowd. तो यहाँ पे P5 bugs के लिए कभी try मत करना. Go for P4, P3, P2, P1 bugs. That will make you money, that will help you out in finding a reasonable place where you want it to be actually. So that's how you can find out these bugs, guys. Any other doubts that came across your mind while discussing about this, go ahead and ask, guys. All right. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, Taran, go ahead.
How we classify the P1 and P5, the bug? Because
Exactly.
I have no idea about that.
Got your point. P5 bugs are basically those sort of bugs which are actually you haven't done a lot of effort on something. Low hanging fruits, जो कि आपको easily मिल जाए. Those are the P5 bugs. And for the P1 bugs, you can say SQL injections. You can say that SQL injection is one of the P1 bugs. where the data, like PII is also considered somehow, in some of the cases PII, personal identified, you can say information, that also comes under P1 to P2, guys. So that depends. Let me show you a list of P5 and like P1 to P5 bugs so that you guys can understand. Yeah. Look, you can see over here, this is one of the bug crowds. This is one of the bug crowds priority list, where P5 is informational most of the time, which cannot be exploited in functionality, and P4 is like low hanging fruits, where MITM is done. You can say man in the middle attack. Let's take an example. Let me tell you with an example, guys, so that you won't get confused. All right. Let's say one session is when one session of your particular account is opened up in Google Chrome, one is opened up in Firefox. Your account, किसी भी चीज का आपका account हो सकता, any doubt? Anyone was speaking something, I guess. All right, no worries, guys. हम किसी वेबसाइट पे वर्क कर रहे हैं गाइज, लेट्स टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ फ्लिपकार्ट, जियो मार्ट और समथिंग लाइक दैट, एंड योर अकाउंट इज बेसिकली ओपन इन क्रोम. आपने एक जगह पे अपना अकाउंट क्रोम में खोल रखा है और एक जगह आपका अकाउंट फायरफॉक्स में ओपन अप है. व्हाट हैपेंस इज, आपने क्या किया, आपने क्रोम में अपना अकाउंट लॉग आउट कर दिया. सो जो नॉर्मल फंक्शनैलिटी होती है आपके अकाउंट की, दैट शुड बी कि वो फायरफॉक्स में भी हो जाना चाहिए, वो फायरफॉक्स में भी आपका लॉग आउट हो जाना चाहिए. बट इन सम केसेस व्हेन देयर इज सेशन प्रॉब्लम, यू कैन से, और यू कैन से लो बग प्रॉब्लम्स, यू कैन से, तो क्या होगा, फायरफॉक्स से वो लॉग आउट नहीं होगा. So this is one of the case, but sometimes क्या होता है, that is normal functionality of some of the organizations और websites कि उन्होंने बना ही ऐसा रखा है कि एक जगह से हो गया तो दूसरी जगह से नहीं होगा. Let's say मैंने अपने अकाउंट क्रोम में से अपना अकाउंट लॉग आउट कर दिया आफ्टर चेंजिंग द पासवर्ड, और यू कैन से मैंने पासवर्ड चेंज किया है सिर्फ. लेट्स जस्ट से आई चेंज द पासवर्ड. आफ्टर चेंजिंग पासवर्ड व्हाट हैपेंड इज, आफ्टर चेंजिंग अ पासवर्ड, अब मैंने पासवर्ड चेंज किया तो गाइज इट डेफिनेटली मेक सेंस कि मैंने किसी और जगह पे अगर अपना अकाउंट लॉग इन कर रखा है, वहां से उसको लॉग आउट हो जाना चाहिए था, जस्ट बिकॉज पासवर्ड इज चेंज. दैट्स अ नॉर्मल फंक्शनैलिटी ऑफ एनी पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट, डोमेन और समथिंग, कि आपने कहीं पे अकाउंट बनाया, उसमें आपने पासवर्ड चेंज किया है, आपका वही अकाउंट कहीं और पे भी ओपन अप है, तो अगर वो फायरफॉक्स में अब लॉग आउट नहीं होता गाइज, दैट इज ऑल्सो अ बग. सो दैट इज बेसिकली द बग. So that comes under the P4, low vulnerability. Like it is mentioning that affect singular users and require interaction or significant prerequisite to trigger MITM to trigger. Like if they wanted to trigger man in the middle, let's say अगर आप कहीं बाहर कैफे में वर्क कर रहे हो and you by chance left your account opened up, आपने अपना अकाउंट वहाँ पे चेंज कर दिया and you get to realize after some time, आपको काफ़ी देर बाद रियलाइज हुआ कि मैंने अपना अकाउंट वहाँ पे खुला छोड़ दिया. सो व्हाट यू विल डू, यू विल कम अप टू योर सिस्टम एट योर होम, यू विल ट्राई टू चेंज द पासवर्ड एंड लॉग इट आउट. आप तो सोचोगे कि वहाँ पे अगर मैंने चेंज कर दिया पासवर्ड तो मोस्ट प्रोबेबली मेरा जो मैंने कैफे में किया था वहाँ से ऑटोमेटिकली लॉग आउट हो जाना चाहिए, बट समहाउ वो नहीं हुआ, विच कैन ट्रिगर MITM, क्योंकि कोई और बंदा जो उसको कैफे पे उस PC को यूज़ करेगा, देर आर चांसेस कि वो वल्नरेबिलिटी को ट्रिगर कर रहा है वहाँ पे, फिर वो उसका मिसयूज कर सकता है. सो दैट इज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ P4 कम्स अंडर. और यू कैन से P4 में समटाइम्स इट ऑल्सो कम्स लाइक DMARC. व्हाट इज DMARC नाउ गाइज? DMARC इज अ सॉर्ट ऑफ vulnerability, domain messaging authentication, इट इज़ बेसिकली अबाउट ईमेल्स. ईमेल्स क्या होती है ना, हमारे पास जैसे ईमेल्स आती है, हम हेडर्स चेक करते हैं, हम सब कुछ चेक करते हैं. तो अगर डीमार्क अनेबल्ड नहीं है ना गाइस, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो अ बग. आई विल शो यू वन एग्जाम्पल. मेरे पास रिसेंटली एक ईमेल आई थी अभी. I'll show you an example. That is basically a phishing email, guys. As much as I know, how you can detect phishing, that also matters a lot. Because if you don't know how to trigger, how to understand those red flags, that's very bad. Because you might fall in the trap of such stuff. Just a second, guys. It's loading up. Yeah. I'll show you. I'll show you that email so that you can get to understand it. I can show you in spam, yeah. You can see over here. Now I wanted to look out according to this particular email that whether this particular stuff that is coming to me is from a valid email address or जो या फिर you can say that basically if it is a sort of DMARC इसके लिए available है, enabled है कि नहीं. I'll show you that. I'll show you. And if that DMARC is not enabled ना guys, तो वो भी एक bug है, and that comes under the P4 bug as well. In some of the cases, else companies basically उसको P5 mark कर देते हैं, and then you are doomed because तुमने इतनी मेहनत की, and you might think कि भाई क्यों ऐसा हुआ. So here you can see this is where you can see. I'll share this link as well. You can use MX Toolbox in order to check for DMARC, SPIF. Let me share where it is. Yeah. Sorry guys. LFIRC goes to P2 and P1. Nikhil, this tool you can basically use to get and check for the P4 bug, sorry, SPF and DMARCs. Let me show you the DMARC over here. Does someone ask some question? Seems like okay, yeah. So here I'll put the domain name that I have just copied guys. Oh, why isn't it getting copied? Paste. Okay, that's the issue. I just copied some other, so that's why it is not taking up. Let me just do it. Yeah, let me just copy paste it. And here now we'll see a DMARC lookup for this particular Outlook email कि जो इसका domain है ये particularly sorted है भी कि नहीं है. Look guys, the DMARC policy not enabled. The DMARC policy is not enabled, which particularly means the DMARC or quarantine is a reject policy is not enabled, which somehow means कि इसका जो domain है that is not working properly. You can also re-verify this stuff by using Easy DMARC tool as well. That this tool is also helpful in checking SPF, DMARC, DKIM. These helps us a lot in understanding that, and you can report it afterwards. Let's say I just copy pasted it over here. My net is a little slow today. I don't know, there seems to be some problem. Yeah, and scan domain. And you can also check for SPF and DKIM for it. SPF is also a policy which plays a crucial role, but basically companies इनको out of the scope ही रखती हैं guys. So these comes under P4 P5 only. That's why I mentioned कि ज़्यादा value नहीं होती इनकी. Please provide a valid domain, it is showing. So that means this is not even a valid domain, guys. So that doesn't even make sense. Let me just open up another. So a P3 is basically that affect multiple users and require little or no user interaction to trigger. So basically P3 अब medium sort of vulnerabilities आ जाती है जहाँ पे ज़्यादा आपको pressure up नहीं डालना पड़ता, आपको interact भी नहीं करना पड़ता, but still it is affecting multiple users. Like IDOR हो गया, IDOR might come under the P3 guys. IDOR क्या होता है जहाँ पे let's say you have some sort of particularly आपने अपना लॉगिन किया है, आपको एक आईडी प्रोवाइड की उन्होंने, एंड व्हेन यू ट्राई टू चेंज दैट पर्टिकुलर आईडी इन द ब्राउजर और इनटू द बर्ब सूट और आपने रिक्वेस्ट सेंड की, तो एज सुन एज यू डिड इट व्हाट हैपेंड इज यू कैन सी वन थिंग ओवर देयर, वो आईडोर आपने वहाँ पे आईडी चेंज करने के बाद जैसे क्लिक किया यू विल बी एबल टू सी अदर पर्सन इन्फॉर्मेशन एज वेल. आपको उसकी सारी इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल रही है, उसकी आप उसको एक्सप्लॉइट कर पा रहे हो, एंड दैट कुड लेड टू द P3 सॉर्ट ऑफ बग्स. और वो एक सॉर्ट ऑफ दैट इज़ ऑल्सो ट्रिगर. वहाँ पे आपको कुछ ज़्यादा ट्रिगर करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, आपने क्योंकि सिर्फ एक आईडी चेंज की है, एंड एज सुन एज यू चेंज द आईडी what happened is this actually comes up. So this is P3 and P2 or P1 में अब like RC comes under Nikhil, you asked me the question that RC comes under. So RC you can say mentioned as P2 and P1. And how come P2 and P1, why I mentioned it as P2 as well, क्योंकि POC अगर आप पूरा अच्छे से exploit का उसको provide करा पा रहे हो then it will be P1, else it would be P2. So these are some of the P1, P2, P3, P4 and P5 that we were discussing, and I was stating that ranges goes over this way. Clear guys? Yes. Go ahead for more questions guys. I'm waiting for your questions guys. You want me to hunt on any real website? Guys, I can do so, but are you sure that you want to have that particular intense session at your first cost only? We can have it, and we can have another session as well if you guys want, but for today, as much as I know, I haven't looked for any particular you can say we can look for real-time programs. I can show you a little bit, but are you guys ready for that or not? I don't know. So we're in this, what do you think, that should we do a little bit of hunting today in this particular session, or shall I just only answer the questions they wanted me to do so? Yes, I am ready. Tarun is very much interested in getting to hunt stuff. Everyone is ready. What do your mentor think guys, because he is the one who have managed the session for you guys with me. If he will say, then I'll continue na. it might be mentioned on the website where we find bugs that if you discover bug related to the program, it will be classified as P5. Similarly, on the same website, it's mentioned that this type of bug would be considered as P4, like this. It's not always mentioned. You should have this particular basic knowledge when you start to hunt, guys, because it's not out of the scope are basically the informational bugs. So out of the scopes will be mentioned and in scope will be mentioned. In some of the cases, in some of the programs, it is mentioned that which one will be considered as low, which one will be considered as medium, and which one will be considered as like high and like severe. So I can show you one example of HackerOne, if you would say, like how basically HackerOne organizations perform this, because I guess HackerOne don't usually let us do so. But I'll take one example of any real-time websites so that I can show you that which sort of companies actually avoid you out of scope and stuff. Just give me a second. We were looking for a website earlier now. Just give it a second. Seems like someone texted. Just a second. Let me see, guys. Infirazer.in. Alright, we'll see for it as well. Open link in new tab. Let me close other tabs as well. Else my laptop will definitely hang, guys. No sir, we already done. Okay. You guys have already done this. First of all, you should always check one thing, guys, that whether this company is actually providing you a bug. They have a separate bug bounty program, emails set up or not for that. And seems like this is not having one. You can contact them and connect with them on this particular website, a particular email, but they are not providing a bug bounty program, seems like. The one sir have shared. Let me see what it says. Let's plan in the next session how to report bugs, because many bugs get marked as duplicates or rejected due to incorrect. Yes, that's a good option we can have. Can you tell me some new methods of doing bug bounty so that I can get the latest methods in the market and they're bug deep? Yeah, we'll see that as well. I'll tell you for that. Firstly, let me show you one question was asked from Meena that about like P4 and P5 classified as them. So let me show you that first, that how basically companies and organizations mention them as P4 or P5. Let me show you that. Yeah, here we were discussing about the in URLs, guys. This was the let's say I have taken up this responsible vulnerability disclosure, or yeah, let's say this I'll take this Bugcrowd program. I'll click on it. I'll open up a new tab. You can see, guys, they have mentioned each and every stuff about the vulnerability disclosure program. So that's how companies work when they have any bug bounty programs opened up for their websites, for their domains, or for their websites, like for their organizations. So here you can read that vulnerability disclosure philosophy. You can see they have provided us with the scope, that these are particularly the scope, the policy that applies to the below digital assets. These are owned by this particular domain. You can check on these are in scope. You can check on any of those like domains. आप उनमें से कोई भी एक domain choose कर सकते हो you wanted to particularly hunt on, and after that for any submission you can just go ahead with these. You can see rate limit testing is specifically out of scope, which means that you cannot basically hunt about this particular stuff. And they are limited to creating maximum 2 test accounts for the purpose of testing, so you cannot create more than 2 accounts. So that's how things goes, guys. Here you can now understand that how things work. After that you can report in they have given the form particularly, you can report it in that. You can also mention the POCE, you can give the attachment, you can provide each and every detail of that particular website that you are performing and you're giving. So that's how they mention that what is in scope and what is out of scope actually. So P5 and P4 bugs, some they are basically provided on the like HackerOne and Bugcrowd programs. Just give me a second, guys. Just a second. I'll have to mute myself. Just give me a second. Yes, guys. Let's just start with it once again. So, new method. I guess this is clear that we were discussing about the programs, right? Where did my program session went? Yeah. Let's see others as well so that we can understand what basically happens and how companies organize low, medium, and stuff. Let's just see that as well. You can see we have Todoist as well in the bug bounty policy. So here you can see these are program rules that basically tells you about the outscope and stuff things, eligibility, who is eligible for this, and what are the rewards you can see. Look guys, this is one, none, $0, low, medium, and high, and critical. So now issue severity, they have mentioned severity level if you wanted to look issues related to. Now you can see these are some of the issues related which are basically known to be as the or considered to be as the either the P5, which will be considered as informational, or you can say the last one which we were discussing as nothing. No, they basically जिसके पास कोई severity level नहीं है, which are considered as missing HTTP security header, SSL, password policy issues, session management issues, clickjacking on pages. So these are, you can see I was telling you about these involving spam or social engineering techniques such as SPF, DKIM. So these are considered sometimes in the for some of them they are considered as P5 or none, guys. So you have to see what are their particular in scope and what are their out scope. So अब यहाँ पे आप ये चेक कर सकते हो कि लो में कौन सी कंसीडर कर रहे हैं ये लोग. ओपन रीडायरेक्शंस है, दे आर कंसीडर्ड एज लो फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वेबसाइट. तो वो वेबसाइट टू वेबसाइट डिपेंड करता है कि आप कौन सी वल्नरेबिलिटी को लो कंसीडर कर रहे हो, कौन सी वल्नरेबिलिटी को मीडियम. यू कैन सी SSRF, XSRF, stored excesses, these are considered as severity, medium level severity for these. And for the high, you can see information leaks or disclosure including sensitive user data. And then comes the critical, RC, privilege escalation, SQL injection, broken authentication. Back में basically broken authentication back में ही आता है guys, and that is one of the top most vulnerabilities of top OS top 10 as well. So you have to take a note of it. You should understand this thing. Now I guess this question comes to the end, that how you can prioritize and understand P4, P5, P3, P2, 1 bugs, as well as key companies basically tell you which comes under this. Am I right, guys? Is it sorted? For your new methods, you can look for new vulnerabilities. You can see videos, because they all have different approaches, guys. Everyone use a different approach. You might have your own approach. हो सकता है निखिल कि आपकी खुद की एक approach बन जाए when you start to practice on bug bounty programs. एक होता है कि you started to create your own approach, and when you create your new approach, ये भी possible है कि maybe people start to look for your approaches. Getting my point, that it's always not new methods that you are looking for, it's sometimes that how you create methods. Bug bounty is all about creating some methods in order to find vulnerabilities and to fix them. Clear my point? I can show you a list of bugs that I have studied about. Let me show you a list. Yeah, I have created one list, a whole list of particularly, you can say. You can see This is the whole checklist for bug hunting that, oh, while I was studying about all these vulnerabilities, I have created. This is a long, long list, guys. There are almost 145 vulnerabilities that I have actually studied. You can see I have mentioned in some of the cases that HSTS attack is considered either P5 or P4 bug, and that's how I have mentioned my list. This is what particularly while I was studying I have created a checklist for this, because when you are hunting on a particular platform, you might always get confused कि मैंने ये वाली vulnerability check की या नहीं की, and some when it happens you are always stuck on that particular like particular bug ओनली कि आप उसी बग पे अटके रह जाते हो या फिर उसी पे रिपीट करते रह जाते हो. सो इट्स ऑलवेज अ बेटर अप्रोच दैट यू क्रिएट अ चेक लिस्ट सो दैट यू कैन कीप इट इन माइंड कि हाँ मैंने ये रखी हुई है और मैंने ये चेक कर लिया. सो यू कैन कीप ऑन टेकिंग दैम दैट येस दिस इज डन, दिस इज डन, दिस इज डन, एंड मूविंग ऑन अहेड. इट विल टेक अ लेस टाइम ऑफ योर्स एंड you can perform it really well. I hope this makes sense, guys. Could you please quick intro how AI in cybersecurity is? That's a really good question, and to be very honest, I myself is particularly interested in this AI and cybersecurity. Guys, there are so many stuff coming up along AI and cybersecurity. पहली चीज़ AI और cybersecurity की जो आ रही है भी recently, that is, you can say, AI और cybersecurity में phishing emails, brilliant emails are being created, guys. ऐसी emails होती हैं which looks actually like human based, which seems really really humane, and you cannot even differentiate whether it is AI or human. So that is one of the thing that is coming along. और AI और साइबर सिक्योरिटी को आप कंबाइन करके बहुत कुछ कर सकते हो. AI एंड साइबर सिक्योरिटी में आप रेड टीमिंग में कंबाइन कर सकते हो, टूल्स बना सकते हो. देयर आर सेवरल स्क्रिप्ट्स दैट यू कैन राइट विद साइबर सिक्योरिटी एंड AI combined as. I guess that sorts your answer, and that gives you a better answer to your question. And for the future, Varsi, for the future, upcoming cybersecurity is getting way more transformed and combined with AI and cybersecurity and AI. So as soon as they combines, they are a boon to the cybersecurity as well as AI. But sometimes it's going to be a drastic dilemma for few of the people as well, because not always it is a boom to us. So future अच्छा है, but somehow कहीं ना कहीं there are possible chances that you will be a part of it. Any AI you could suggest? For what reasons, Varsi? And for Nikhil, I'm starting out in bug bounty, so what types of bugs should I found in starting? You can start from P4 and P3, then you can slowly head down to P2 and P1. Nikhil. If an API doesn't have proper rate limiting and I can brute force things like OTP or usernames, but I stop before causing any real damage, how much testing is enough to prove it's a real vulnerability? You should be creating a particular you can say a POC for it, and you can stop where you can see the usernames and OTPs. That's enough, because if you are going ahead of it, then you are exploiting a particular system, so that's gonna cause you a lot of mess, Prince. AI for pen testing. For pen testing, I prefer manual pen testing, Varsi, because, and why so? Because manual pen testing is way more better for it. And for if you are performing based on tools, or you can say automated pen testing, then you can choose over Kali Linux. You can choose over Kali Linux. But AI for pen testing, I won't suggest much. I would suggest if you are doing pen testing, you should go ahead with manual. You can use automation as well, but AI is not a good source and sort. Not at all. No worries. Totally fine, Parsi. Any other questions, guys? Go ahead with the questions, guys. Yeah. Yes, sir. You can ask. What do you want to ask? Go ahead.
मैं ये पूछ रहा था, जैसे आपने बोला पीओसी, तो एक बग को वैलिड करवाने में पीओसी कितना मैटर करती है? लुक लाइक जैसे क्योंकि ओवरऑल मैंने जितना पढ़ा है कि पीओसी आप जब तक एक प्रोफेशनल नहीं बनाओगे तब तक आपका बग वैलिड नहीं हो सकता।
एग्जैक्टली, यस। पीओसी की वैल्यू
तो
बहुत
आप
ज़्यादा है। As you asked this question,
तो
this is really an important question.
लाइक
Your voice is breaking. Your voice is breaking.
मैम मैं ये बोल रहा हूँ जैसे पीओसी बहुत मैटर करती है, तो आप इसको एक्सप्लेन कर पाओगे? जैसे एक बिगनर लेवल कोई उसको बग मिलता है तो किस तरह से उसको रिपोर्ट कर सकता है, कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट या टिप?
Yeah, sure. I'll give it a go. Kalyani, POC means point of conclusion, where you are concluding your point and you are giving up your proof of concept, you can say. कि आप कॉन्सेप्ट को प्रूफ कर रहे हो कि जो आपने जो प्रूफ किया है वो ठीक है या नहीं है, और वो क्यों ठीक है उसके लिए आप जो भी चीज़ मेंशन कर रहे हो वो पीओसी कहलाता है। लाइक इफ़ यू आर रिपोर्टिंग सम बग और आपको यही नहीं पता कि आप वो कॉन्सेप्ट क्यों प्रूफ कर रहे हो या उसके पीछे का रीज़न क्या है, सो दैट वोंट मेक सेंस, राइट? सो दिस इज़ व्हाट पीओसी मीन्स। एंड एज ऑफ सर's क्वेश्चन आई वुड लाइक टू आंसर दिस पर्टिकुलरली कि पीओसी गाइज क्यों मैटर करता है। पीओसी इसलिए मैटर करता है बिकॉज इन द स्टार्टिंग एंड द बिगिनिंग लेवल you have got to know that this is basically a bug. You are able to explain. अभी आप मेरे से कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ रहे हो, तो if I am unable to explain you in a particular manner, तो would you trust me next time? आप मुझसे पूछने के लिए नहीं ट्रस्ट करोगे, because I am not able to explain you in the concept in a particular manner. आपको easy way में मैं समझा ही नहीं पाई, तो फ़ायदा क्या है उसका? Like information, so in POC, what are the risks in business, right? Yeah, exactly, a sort of that. That means you are explaining that vulnerability. And for the beginner, how you can report the vulnerability, I have mentioned, I'll mention that as well. कि रिपोर्टिंग कैसे करी जा सकती है। रिपोर्टिंग करने का सबसे बेस्ट तरीका, शॉर्टर वे में स्टार्ट करो, पहले धीरे धीरे करके यू कैन टेक एन हेल्प ऑफ AI over here. Varsi, there was a question like how you can take a help of AI in pen testing. You can take a help of AI for reporting. Basically you can create your report, but create your report in a particular manner, अपने हिसाब से बनाओ उसको, एक अपना टच दो कि ये या वो लगे कि वो तुमने रिपोर्ट किया है। If you don't mind, so please share in chat box your checklist. My checklist. Sure, I'll do it. Or I'll do it with sir and sir will share it with you. I'll do it. No worries. Let me first answer this question of reporting. Then I'll definitely do it. So basically, if I have mentioned you one stuff this, कि रिपोर्टिंग करने के लिए आप स्टार्टिंग छोटे से करो। पहले आप रिपोर्ट बना लो, साथ साथ रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन रखो। वेर एवर यू फील कि हाँ ये पार्ट कट होना चाहिए, यू कैन रिमूव इट आउट ऑफ योर पीओसी। बट आई से कि रॉ जितना उतना अच्छा है, बिकॉज रॉ पीओसीज हेल्प यू अ लॉट इन गेटिंग बाउंटीज एज वेल एज इन बिल्डिंग द ट्रस्ट। पीओसी अब जैसे मैंने बोला स्टार्टिंग में, आई मेंशन्ड वन थिंग कि मैं रिकॉर्डिंग स्टार्ट कर लेती हूँ गाइज, एंड देन वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट इट। एंड व्हाई डिड आई स्टार्टेड रिकॉर्डिंग? टू बिल्ड अ ट्रस्ट। कि आई एम रिकॉर्डिंग so that you can either get a recorded session or you can check it later on so that you can understand whatever we have discussed in today's session. So similarly, अब मैं बोलूँ रिपोर्ट करना है आपको कोई बात, आप क्या करो, स्टार्टिंग में रिकॉर्डिंग ऑन कर लो। सो वेन एवर यू स्टार्ट टू फाइंड अ बग, उसको साथ साथ चेकआउट करते जाओ। एंड वेन यू फील कि हाँ एक बग यहाँ पे मेरा एंड हो गया, स्टॉप द रिकॉर्डिंग आइदर, या फिर उतने पार्ट को बाद में आप कट कर सकते हो। that's a basic stuff that you can do. स्टार्टिंग में मेरे को बहुत दिक्कत आती थी, मैं क्या करती थी, आई स्टार्ट टू लुक फॉर द बग्स, आई डू नॉट स्टार्ट द रिकॉर्डिंग। मेरे को बग मिल गया, मैंने 2-3 बार रिफ्लेक्ट कर लिया, उसके बाद आई स्टार्टेड टू रिकॉर्ड द स्टफ विच लेड मी टू अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम्स, क्योंकि वो तब तक ऑलरेडी हो चुका होता था गाइस, रिपोर्ट कर चुके होते थे लोग उसको, एंड आई स्टे बिहाइंड। So that's how things goes. To stay in the first of the line, you always have to take an action little earlier. तो POC की value बहुत ज़्यादा है, and yes, and for the beginners, it is really crucial to understand that how to report this. Reporting का भी एक particular, when we do bug bounty, it is necessary to screen recording. Like for POC, Varsi, it is really important to do the screen recording because you can share screenshots, you can do everything, but if you are not able to explain उस चीज़ को, तो फ़ायदा क्या है? आप वहाँ पे explain ही नहीं कर पा रहे हो उस चीज़ को, क्योंकि आप screenshots में आप नहीं बता सकते आपने क्या procedure method start किया, कैसे किया, क्या नहीं किया. So that's why we prefer screen recording. You can also share screenshots, but screen recording sometimes becomes really important क्योंकि कई cases होते हैं जहाँ पे जो basically आप explain नहीं कर पाते हो in simpler terms, तो वहाँ पे recording helps you. So that's why recording is important. Any other questions, guys? Does this seems to be a valuable session, guys, or it's just a wastage of time? What do you feel about it? Any free screen recording like tool you are asking? Any free screen recorder? I am basically using like a Microsoft's free fine screen recorder. That is free of cost. You can use that if you want to. Yeah, you can use fine screen recorder. That is basically what I am using. No worries, totally and absolutely fine. Go ahead and ask more questions, guys. I am here to sort your problems only. I'm here to answer you. When service authenticate to each other using short-lived tokens like STS, managed identity, what are realistic attack paths to abuse token exchange or role assumptions? Yeah, you can also use OBS Studio tool. Could you please share the resources? I will share that, no worries. And for the service authenticate, and you can say short-lived, you have asked this question. Let's say short-lived token. Sometimes what happens is, let's say आपके पास कोई OTP आता है, you have approach to this particular stuff and OTP आया, आपने उसको एक बार यूज़ कर लिया, या फिर you can say कि नहीं यूज़ किया आपने उसको. तो when you didn't used it, what happens? आप उसको भूल गए and you didn't use, but after an hour or 2 or 3, you tried to use it and you are able to use it. So that's a sort of that particular service authentication bug, Prince. वहाँ पे what happens is आपको किसी और का OTP मिल रहा है. So for that basically what happens is in that case कि आप easily वहाँ पे उसको exploit कर सकते हो. Role privilege escalation भी आपको वहाँ से मिल सकता है sometimes. In some of the cases, not every case, guys. But yeah. If you can say, let's say if you wanted to change the password of your particular account, आपको किसी account का password change करना है, you tried to use that token twice and that token is available to be used as twice. So that's also a service authentication bug. Clear? Getting my point, Prince? Yeah. And for this question, like resources of bug bounty, let me share it with you, some of the tools and some of the stuff. Let me share if one of the port is open of mine, if I'm not wrong. Let me see. Where did it went, guys? Let me see, guys. Just yeah, I'll do so. I am not able to find it right now. Just a second. List GitHub. I have some. Wait a second, guys. I have bookmarked. How come I forgot that? I'm so like silly in that case. Basically, just give me a second. I have my bookmark list. I have so much stuff bookmarked, guys. I don't know why do I do this, but a lot of stuff is there. Yeah, got this. You can see, guys, I have like done so many stuff as bookmarked. Let's see what I can share with you. Yeah, there is subdomain takeover as well for particular stuff. Yeah, how hacking I'll share this as well for you. This was one of the good best article that I came across, and this credit goes to the person who have written. That's insane. Let me share that. Yeah, this article you can go through. All right, let me find another also. OWASP top 10. I'll share that as well with you. And I have one advice for you. Rather than looking for someone else's checklist, you should create your own checklist, guys. I'll share mine with you, but that won't be as much essential and helpful to you, because when you learn some stuff with it, you have to create your own checklist. And if you are asking me this question regarding bug bounty programs and stuff, I wanted to ask one thing, that how many of you are interested in mobile pen testing, and how many of you are interested in this particular web app pen testing? That depends, because yeah, I am sharing this list. This will cover up everything of yours, whether it is this is an insane GitHub repo, guys. Insane GitHub repo. Because we have a task. Could you tell how to do? Just a simple explanation. This is an insane GitHub repo. You can use this. इसमें almost सारी checklist भी cover up हो जाती है, and you can also get to know how to hunt basically. This is a good GitHub repo. Mark it if you want to do so. That's gonna help you. Because I'm currently working in the defense SOC team at Ajax in a technical role, I'm now learning and exploring the field of bug bounty to enhance my skills further. So for that, Tarun, what do you want me to help with? And ORC, what's the task you're describing? Elaborate more so that I can help you. Reproduce basic web issues on allowed test targets, focus on clear reports, and that's basically even easier. Varsi, what you have to basically do over here is that you can reproduce web issues. Like, you can tell about the web issues that are given into your domains. You can look after each and every one, and you can report them. That is what you have to do, nothing else. You have to, and guys, do perform Portsugar labs. Portsugar labs are very good to help you in understanding web app vulnerabilities. That's totally good. Practice Portsugar labs for sure. For sure. Tarun, you didn't elaborated your question, so I wanted to ask you that question. Elaborate it a little bit. And guys, you can still ask me more questions. I'm still open to your questions. Guys, I'm waiting for your questions. Yes.
मैम मैं ये पूछ रहा था, जैसे जो साइबर सिक्योरिटी में आना चाहते हैं इन फ्यूचर, जो सोच रहे हैं, तो उनके लिए कोई स्टेप बाय, जैसे क्योंकि लोग इसको एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाते साइबर सिक्योरिटी में, साइबर सिक्योरिटी एज एक जॉब रोल है या फिर इसमें डिफरेंट टाइप के जॉब रोल है?
Okay, all right. I'll come to your question. So, basically, cyber security में बहुत सारे domains है. Offensive, defensive, और ऑफेंसिव डिफेंसिव में भी अलग अलग है. रेड टीमिंग, ब्लू टीमिंग एंड पर्पल टीमिंग, 3 टाइप की टीमिंग्स है गाइस. जो रेड टीमिंग है वो डिफेंसिव में कंसीडर होती है. ब्लू टीमिंग कम्स अंडर द एंड जो बेसिकली व्हाट डू वी से डिफेंसिव है, दैट ब्लू टीमिंग डिफेंसिव में आती है. पर्पल टीमिंग कंबाइंस बोथ ऑफेंसिव एंड डिफेंसिव. और जो इसमें आना चाहते हैं, आई वुड सजेस्ट चूज वन ऑफ योर मेजर जो आपको पसंद है. क्लाउड सिक्योरिटी भी आती है इसमें. इसमें वेब 3 भी आता है, वेब 3 सिक्योरिटी. वेब 3 का भी बहुत चल रहा है आज के दिन. इट्स अ ट्रेंड गोइंग ऑन राइट नाउ. रेड टीमिंग में इलाबोरेट करना बहुत मुश्किल है. रेड टीमिंग इज टू बिग गाइस. सो दैट्स हाउ थिंग्स आर बेसिकली गोइंग. एंड फॉर अदर स्टफ, if I'll say कि कैसे enter करना है, I'll say start from the basics and the fundamentals of cyber security, then go with the networking, then step by step go with the certifications and understand what domain you want to choose. After getting into the domain, go ahead with, like, if you're choosing red teaming, because I'm more of a offensive sort of person, so I would suggest a CRTA, OSCP, CEH, CRTP. You can choose any of the certification. एक पे काम करो, फिर धीरे धीरे अपना पोर्टफोलियो बिल्डअप करते जाओ. बग हंटिंग कर सकते हो if you are in offensive. अपना पोर्टफोलियो बाय बग हंटिंग बना सकते हैं. एंड इफ यू आर इन डिफेंसिव, लर्न टूल्स लाइक स्प्लंक, IBM क्यूरेडार. सो डिफेंसिव में भी आप बहुत कुछ ऐसा कर सकते हो. एंड पर्पल टीमिंग के लिए तो इट्स कंबाइंड. सो इफ़ यू आर लर्निंग बोथ, देन यू आर अ पर्पल टीमर. यू कैन हेल्प लॉट ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस. सो धीरे धीरे करो एंड देन ट्राई टू अप्लाई फॉर इंटर्नशिप साइड बाय साइड. And when you have this internship, after doing that internship, you can just head on with another internship and धीरे धीरे अपना एक एक्सपीरियंस बिल्डअप कर लो. अपने सर्टिफिकेट छोटे छोटे सर्टिफिकेट्स भी करते रहो, सो दैट यू आर लर्निंग स्टफ. यू आर नॉट सिटिंग आइडल. अब खाली मत बैठो. साइबर सिक्योरिटी में आप जितना सीख सकते हो, ऑलवेज कीप ऑन लर्निंग, ऑलवेज कीप ऑन गोइंग. तो दिस इज़ अ बेसिक पाथवे कि पहले फंडामेंटल्स, देन नेटवर्किंग, and then choosing your domain. After that, after choosing your domain, go ahead with the path that can help you. Like if you are choosing red teaming, go with those certs and go with those skill sets. If you are choosing defensive, go with those skill set. So that's how things work, and that's how you can enter into cyber security. That's why I'm asking for your checklist. Tarun, I have shared one GitHub repo of Kathan P19. This is having a lot of all the checklist points, and it is also telling you how you can hunt. So this is one of them. You can take that as a reference for checklist. What is OWASP juice? Just give me a second. What is OWASP juice shop? Could you please explain with some example? OWASP juice shop, basically, Varsi, it is a lab in, you can say it is a sort of lab in Try Hack Me, and it helps you to understand how basically you can use OWASP, how you can use SQL injection over there, and password cracking. So that's what it is. I fetched a JWT from a test client and noticed AUD was empty. I didn't replace it, but is that a reportable validation issue? Are you able to change the JWT token after repeating it, Prince? Are you able to change the JWT? Are you able to modify that? You have to check whether you are able to replace it, whether you are able to check it or not. Because if it is possible, actually I don't. So you have to try it first. You cannot directly report it, because if you are not able to intimidate it and explain it, then it's not a bug. It's not a validation issue to report. You have to try to do. You have to play with things in pen testing. Any other questions, guys? Actually, I have some work, so I'm leaving now, but you explained everything very well, and I hope in the next session we'll share something that helps all students find P5, P4 Marksman. No worries, guys. That's a really helpful thing for me to do, so really glad that you liked the session. That's totally fine. You're welcome, Sachin. No worries. Uh, Virendra sir, I have my session at 7 p.m. I also have one session, live session of DevTown, you know. So if we can discuss as soon as possible and as quick as possible, that will be great. I know that I'm leaving it a little bit early, but I also don't want to, but I have to attend that session as well. So, and that's a live session, guys. Social engineering pe hai. If you want to see a little bit of a glimpse of it, you can go over there and understand stuff from there as well.
ओके मैम। मैम आप बोल रहे थे ना जैसे अपने कोर्स के बारे में, तो वो भी एक बार थोड़ा बता देते थे, अगर कोई इंटरेस्टेड है तो देन ज्वाइन।
एक्चुअली मेरे पास गाइस यूडेमी पे 3 कोर्सेज अवेलेबल हैं। जनरेटिव एआई, one is generative based on generative AI, one is Nmap for ethical hackers, and one is to mastery like email to mastery emails like for phishing, email security, based on email security totally. So if you guys are interested and if you want me to provide you the links, and if you wanted to either you wanted to buy or you want me to give a giveaway to you guys, you can let me know. I'll share the link with sir for the giveaway. You can sir will share it with you in the team. I know, ma'am. I attended your. Oh, Kalyani, you attended my Splunk lecture. That's good to know. That's good to know. I guess we are already in contact then in on LinkedIn, if I'm not wrong. Yes, I do remember you. Got it. Many people. I am also connected to Nikhil. I remember his name somehow. I don't know how, but I think I am connected to him as well. No worries, guys. If you are interested in a session for that giveaway, you can do let me know. And side by side, let me share my LinkedIn profile as well with you so that you guys can connect to me over there. It's here. You can see. Yes, you are connected. Yeah, I do remember. I do remember. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, guys, and that would be great if you can leave me a testimonial on my TopMate profile for today's session. I'll be really glad for that, guys. Let me share my TopMate profile as well with you. This is my TopMate profile, guys. Look, just sorry, I just shared my LinkedIn profile back again. Just give me a second, guys. Yeah, this is my TopMate profile. You can you can connect to me there as well if you want. Someday, if you want to gather more information related to anything, you can book a session with me. I will be glad to help you out there as well, and you can leave me a testimonial there. That will be really helpful for me as well, guys. And
Okay, thank you
no
मैम
worries.
once again।
What?
आई मीन थैंक यू वंस अगेन, आपने अपना इतना कीमती समय जो दिया।
No worries,
मैं
sir.
और पूरी टीम की तरफ से आपको तहे दिल से धन्यवाद देता हूँ, और नेक्स्ट टाइम अगर आप फ्री हो तो फिर कनेक्ट करना मुझसे नेक्स्ट सेशन के लिए।
Yeah, sure. You can contact me whenever I'll have time. I'll definitely get back to students who wants to get connected over and have this session. You're welcome, Kalyani. No worries. I guess this session was insightful, guys, and this helped you a little bit in your journey, because that's my aim, to help you out. Nothing else. My aim is actually. So I hope this is an insightful session, guys.
ओके मैम, थैंक यू।
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome. You're welcome, guys. Absolutely welcome, guys. So, guys, I think you would have watched the session and you actually have liked the session. So, if you felt that this was an interesting and a good, informative, insightful session, and you want me to bring more such content and stuff onto this channel, just do let me know in the comment section. And if you like the video and session, guys, do hit the like button and also share it with your friends and colleagues so that they can get a lot of benefit out of it. And also do not forget to subscribe for upcoming videos and contents, guys, because if you would be stating me that this is an actual thing that you are looking for, I'll try to have more podcast sessions as well as some sort of organizational based sessions so that I can help you a lot more with that stuff. So please do share your opinions and perspective into the comment section. I'll be glad to hear from you. So till the time, guys, take care and bye bye, and see you in the next session, guys. See you soon.